Hey, what's going on, guys? Perry the Entertainer here, giving you guys your Raw review for March 28th, 2011. Now, I know I put out a bulletin that said I wasn't going to do one tonight because I had a lot of schoolwork to do. I decided that, you know what, that can kind of wait. Yeah, I think tonight's show was actually important. They were live in Chicago. I was so sad that I couldn't go. But, anyway, shout out of the week actually goes to SpinnerNet1. I know a lot of you guys have problems with him because of the whole money issue. I don't really find that as a problem, really. I didn't donate really anything, but, I think he deserves a shout out, though. So, shout out of the week this week goes to SpinnerNet1. Alright, so Raw began the show with CM Punk sitting in the middle of the ring talking about pretty much Randy Orton in general. He's talking about how he's going to beat him at WrestleMania and how this all started because he screwed him out of a World Heavyweight title back in 2008. It was an okay promo. I'm not really a fan of CM Punk's promos anymore, but I actually enjoyed this one. And then as CM Punk's leaving the ring, Randy Orton comes out limping on his knee from what happened last week with the monkey wrench. He comes limping down to the ring, and basically before he even gets in the ring, CM Punk's beating him up, and Orton catches him. Orton does a rope hangman DDT thing, knocks CM Punk down. As CM Punk is getting up, Randy Orton is getting in for the punt. Randy Orton runs, and he falls. His knee gives out in the middle, like right in the middle of the ring. He's sitting there holding his knee, gives enough time for CM Punk to get up. He does the GTS on Randy Orton, and that ends that segment. That was a pretty good segment, to actually tell you the truth. It was actually very good. I liked it. So we began the show right after that with Edge and Christian versus Alberto Del Rio and Brodus Clay. This match was one of the more entertaining matches of the night, considering that the match only had, or the card only had like 3 matches on it, because they were all hyped up on Cena and The Rock and The Miz in the ring at the same time. You know, they're all gonna address each other. But in the end, blah, 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 everything comes along. Edge spears Brodus Clay. Edge and Christian win the match. Alberto Del Rio is actually outside of the ring doing his armbreaker finisher on Christian. He's pulling Christian's arm. He's pulling Christian's arm and everything. And Edge gets out of the ring. He chases off Del Rio. He goes back to Christian, only for Alberto Del Rio to come back, attack Edge, give his armbreaker finisher back to Edge. This was one of the perfect ways to build up this match because you can't have Edge win every single week. It's been happened in the past few weeks, besides what happened with Brodus Clay and the Concerto to the Arm, the only Raw SmackDown review I've done on this channel. So yeah, that's what happened there. I'm gonna kind of just skip a lot of this. Oh, Cole announces that there's gonna be a match between Jack Swagger and Jerry Lawler later tonight, and then we see Santino Marella versus Justin Gabriel. This match was not entertaining really at all. The match was like not even a minute or two. Santino comes up with the win with the Cobra as Kane and the Big Show attack the core before they do anything. Like I said in another bulletin that I posted last Wednesday, I think, Wade Barrett is the new Intercontinental Champion. But enough of that. Kane and the Big Show attack the rest of the core. Vladimir Kozlov distracts Justin Gabriel enough for Santino hit the Cobra. Santino covers him. And as you think Kane's attacking both of them, Kane starts doing the thing with this thing. And I'm like, are you serious? Not even a year ago, you guys had him as this unstoppable monster. You have him beat up his brother, The Undertaker. You're having him beat him up. You're having him beat Edge. You're having him beat all these main eventers. And now you're going to have him goof off with Santino? Come on. And he's lucky to even get a match on the card. We actually found out later in the show that there's going to be an 8-man tag team match at WrestleMania. It's going to be the Core, all 4 of the Core versus Kane, Big Show, Santino Marella, and Vladimir Kozlov. This match probably isn't going to be entertaining at all, but blah, 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 blah. Then we get to one of my favorite parts of the night was the confrontation, the Undertaker and Triple H confrontation. This was one of my favorite parts of the night. Taker comes out. Taker comes out. He's out. Then Triple H comes out, and as they're staring off, Shawn Michaels comes out. Shawn Michaels, his music hits. Everyone's cheering, and no one even knew he was supposed to be coming tonight. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting, but I can't miss this." And it's the biggest match of your 2 careers. Undertaker, your streak's on the line. Triple H, you have a chance to beat the streak. And basically, he's just pretty much trying to promote the match. Triple H says, Shawn just got soft. And as soon as he said that, the crowd went, ooh, like someone just dissed him. And I'm like, okay, alright. And then I'm just going to kind of skip ahead. Basically, he just said, your streak is going to die and everything. And they did exactly what I said last week. They are kissing up to each other, saying, okay, well, I respect you. You can't count how many times Triple H said, I respect you, or without further respect, or blah, 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 blah. Respect, respect, respect to The Undertaker. And I don't blame him. Undertaker has been in the business for a little while. Well, not even a little while. He's been in the business since pretty much day one. But you can't really kiss up to a man that you're going to face in 6 days. And, then actually, Taker started talking bad about Shawn Michaels. Start talking about, okay, Shawn's a man. Shawn walks around every day as the man who gave him the 2 best WrestleManias of his career, and he came so close, but he didn't get it done. Now he's like, okay, now when I look into Shawn's eyes, now he doesn't have the confidence anymore, and he sees a man that's going to go into the Hall of Fame, but full of regret, a career that the guy ended. And as soon as he said that, another ooh reaction went down. Shawn Michaels actually goes for a super kick on the Undertaker. Undertaker blocks it, he throws down, and he goes for the choke slam. Triple H comes out of nowhere, knocks the arm down, and Triple H and Undertaker get into a stare off. Undertaker, this is one of my favorite parts of the. Triple H is talking about, okay, Shawn, tell Undertaker how I'm going to beat him at WrestleMania. And silence. Like, Shawn's like, he's like, I don't know what to say, because Shawn knows he's pretty much like, what gives you the right to try and do something that I couldn't do? He's probably pretty much saying that I'm a little better than you, so what makes you think that if I can't do it, you can all of a sudden? But then, as he keeps talking, Shawn Michaels leaves the ring. And then he's going, I'm sorry, and blah, blah, blah. And that was one of my favorite parts of the night. If you guys can find a video on that on YouTube, I'm definitely favoring that when I find one. Jack Swagger and Jerry Lawler, I'm surprised I'm even mentioning this match. Basically, Jack Swagger won via DQ. Jerry Lawler just took him out with a chair, pretty much. Just destroyed him, then tried to hit Cole. Blah, 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 okay. Then we came to Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus versus John Morrison and Daniel Bryan. I didn't see this entire match because I was kind of in the can, and then I was doing my report as well. So, I saw Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler win this match. And then we get our latest inductees, like I told you in wrestling news. The first one, that the Road Warriors were expected to be the next Hall of Fame inductees, and you guys, I was right. Both of them, and their manager will be inducted. I will have an update on who is inducting them in the next wrestling news. There will be one this week because a bundle of news is coming out all of a sudden. Then here we go. Finally, another one of my favorite parts of the night. All right, going on the 10-minute mark. I have 5 minutes to talk about this. And I don't even think it's 5 minutes enough. Alright, so The Rock comes out. The Rock starts talking, it was in this building and when I had my first WrestleMania match, it's what started Team Bring It. Basically, it sounds like Team Edward and Team Jacob right here. Are you Team Just Bring It, or are you Team C Nation? Seriously, they're just having a Twilight thing. And then Rock does his usual, and the millions and millions, and John Cena comes out. John Cena says, finally, he's back in the WWE ring. He's wanted this all his life, and blah, 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 blah. And then, all of a sudden, he starts talking about, like I said with Undertaker and Triple H, they're just kissing up to each other right now. They're like, okay, I respected you, I only wanted you back in the ring so that, I feel the excitement about what only one man can do, and he's glad that The Rock came back. And then all of a sudden the Cena sucks chant comes out, and I thought that was hilarious. And then basically they just start making fun of each other, really, like blah 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 blah. He says he's not gonna judge Cena, and then blah 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 blah. Then The Miz comes out, and this is one of my favorite parts. The Miz pretty much just owns The Rock. The Miz owns The Rock, literally. He starts saying, Cena will come for a fight, but Rock, you won't, because, you have your $1.2 billion movies and stuff. You can't risk this pretty little face to get hurt. And, that happened. And all of a sudden, Alex Riley just starts pounding on The Rock. So does The Miz. They just start pounding on The Rock in the turnbuckle. The Rock gets the advantage. Rock knocks Alex Riley out of the ring. He does the people's elbow on The Miz. As The Miz gets up, he clotheslines The Miz over the top rope, only for The Rock to turn around and Cena will give him the attitude adjustment. Cena, listen to me, Cena gave the attitude adjustment to The Rock. This was perfect, actually. This was the perfect way to build up for that WrestleMania match. And now, all the pieces are finally coming together. What happened with, all over these months, how, Miz has owned Cena the past, 4 weeks or so. It's finally coming together, and I'm just really happy to see that. I think it should have happened a while ago, but at least it's happening now, and it's now actually with The Rock now in this picture because of what happened, and pretty much Cena walks off like a heel, and I thought he was turning heel, but then he starts talking to kids, and I'm like, you could have turned him heel right there, have him win the WWE title, and then just start trashing The Rock, but that's probably not going to happen. I will have a WrestleMania prediction video coming up probably Wednesday until I find out that the card is official, because I don't want to be just some random idiot that's just making up a card. But anyway, so basically the show ends with Cena pointing at the WrestleMania sign on the Minitron, and then pointing at the 6 days away sign, and then he does his little military salute, and that ends the show. As The Rock's looking on, and I thought this was actually fantastic. I mean, I hate how The Miz didn't get really that much advantage on it. Even though this didn't really have any matches at all, I think it shouldn't have had any matches at all anyway. I'm surprised. This is a fantastic way to end the show going into WrestleMania, and probably we're going to see the John Cena with the WWE title next week on Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, I would not like to see it, but we're probably gonna see it anyway. So, yeah, that is your Raw review for March 28th, 2011. Be sure to tune in to wrestling news that's coming up. Also, be sure to tune into The Storm, coming soon on Blog TV. And tune in to WrestleMania this week, this Sunday, only on pay-per-view. Peace out. Oh, be sure to subscribe up below if I didn't say that already. Peace out.